Hello, how's it going? Newts from Bulldog here. It's been a while. I'm here today to talk to you about our venture into UK League of Legends again. A little bit about the UKLC, LVP, and why I think it's a good thing. The reason for this is since we got our first victory last week, I've had quite a few emails from other org owners or other people just asking about it. I think before we won they didn't want to talk to me. But yeah, so I've been asked the same questions a few times, so I thought rather than repeat myself, I don't really mind, I'll just do a quick little video just to sort of explain it all. So, who are the LVP? So they basically run the Spanish League, which is like massive. The Spanish League of Legends League and that. And they're doing really well, they're smashing it. So they've taken over the UK scene, and their aim is to make it so it's as big as it can be, bring a bit more professionalism into it because everyone would agree it was needed, and raise the standard. Obviously things don't happen overnight, although I done a tweet last week, I think it was, where I said I think already the standards raised. Before it started, everyone expected Fnatic and Excel to just wipe the floor of everyone, and it hasn't been the case. So them being involved and getting some of the orgs they got involved has obviously helped. There's someone there, so the Call of Duty people, there was Nick from Insomnia. Everyone see the difference that he made when he took over. So if you think back to the event we won, he took over from that, and we went from being in a corner of the venue to literally having, at the end, probably one of the best events that Birmingham that has been in esports for a long time. So them having in there gave me a load of confidence in it as well, which made me sort of think it'd be a good idea. Speaking to other people around it as well, they was all sort of excited about what it could bring. So it just seemed like a good idea at the time. Speaking to them more, it seems like an even better idea. One of the questions I've been asked is how other organisations can get involved, if you missed the initial bit. Just quickly explain about how we got in. So you had to apply, then you had to put a business case together, you had to have an interview, they looked through all the stuff and that, and then they decided the 9 teams that they wanted to move forward with. It's kind of like, because when you work with them, it's a bit more of a partnership than it is with any other league. I've never had the support or the almost daily contact that we have with them in another league, for example. None of them, to be honest. They're there to help us grow, because if we grow, the league grows. And when you've got companies like Riot and LVP saying, look, we will help make you better, we will help make you grow, you sort of sit back and you listen, because they've done it, they've tried and tested, they understand what they're talking about. So that was a big selling point for me. So that was the application process. How can you get involved now? So mid-April time, I'm not sure the date on the top of my head, I think it's about mid-April, there's going to be the Forge of Champions, which allows anyone to make a team. There's 2 online tournaments, I think, where you just play against each other, then the winning teams come up and play against us, and there's a process to go through. Then, if I remember rightly, I'm getting old to remember, those 2 teams get to play against the bottom 2 teams for a spot in the league. I'm not 100% sure how all that's going to work, because I know that we had to go through an application process to get into the league, because they want organisations of a certain calibre. So I'm not sure how it'd work if a team was under an org, but then they didn't accept them because they didn't think they was at the right stage to enter their league. So I'm not too sure how that works, but that's for them to sort out, not me. Just something to be aware of though. It isn't, I don't imagine it's a guarantee that you're getting, because it has to be of a certain calibre. And also on top of that, so Riot gave the league semi-pro status. So that means that we have to salary, like our players are on a salary, other people in that, like they tell you, look, X amount of people in salary. But it does give you proper semi-pro status. It isn't like if you was to have, so we had Smite Pro League team for a little while. We weren't a professional organisation, we just happened to have a Pro League team. They weren't salaried or nothing, so it's a bit of a weird one. But because this is given semi-pro status and we are meeting the requirements, that kind of makes us a semi-pro org now, because for those that don't understand, so obviously amateur you get no money, semi-pro you get a bit of money, but it generally means that you might have to have another job. It's not enough money to live off, and professional is you can afford to live off this to a decent standard. Just for those that are confused about it, because I know there's probably loads. So yeah, so it's a good thing. I'd recommend everyone to try the Forge of Champions. You're going to have amateur teams, so it's probably not going to cost you anything. And it'd be good to get involved, because if you can get a chance to be in this, even if it's at our expense, it's something that I recommend to you, because they do look after you. We had a media day that they pretty much covered all the costs for. Got to fly our players over, go down, and it was something like I've never had before. You know what I mean? These people do this all the time. They know what they're doing. Get moving around, get the food there, and it was nice to get to meet your players in that. And I'm assuming that they're going to have a media day before everything, and it's worth being it just for that. We brought everyone down. I'm surprised Milan weren't there. We had like all the directors and everything. Everyone wanted to come and have a look. But yeah, like, it's cool and it should be good. If you've got any more questions, you can direct them to me and I can probably answer them more specifically. But I think that sort of covers the questions that I've had so far, which is mainly how can we get involved? Who are the LVP? Because some people in the UK won't understand. It's why like Spanish esports does so well in it, because if you're Spanish and don't necessarily speak another language, then you just watch Spanish esports, whereas English-speaking countries generally watch other ones. So they're sort of more isolated. So not everyone over here knows about all their events, unless you're Luti, of course. He's going to love getting the name shouted out. Because he's embedded deep with the Spanish community. So yeah, so like I said, they're in charge of probably the best league outside the LEC for League of Legends. So you've got to have faith in them. They're totally legit. But yeah, so like I said, if you do have any more questions, I'm not going to keep rambling on. Then get in touch with me and I'll happily answer them. And if I can't answer them, I'll ask Nick. And hopefully I'll see some more of you in the Forge of Champions. And don't forget as well, on a Wednesday, to come by and watch the games. Because they're actually, I'm not joking, we was in League, a year and a half ago? And the improvement is massive. Like, there's not so many one-sided games or anything like that. Or even the games where teams are losing, it's not massively one-sided the whole game and that. And it's actually quite interesting. The production levels have gone up and everything like that. So it is good. And don't forget to spam Bulldog when you're there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry for rambling. I hope you all have a good day. Catch you later. Bye-bye.